test test，OK， 在转场。嘿，小猫安安，要上来吗？如果你有空的话。别人今天应该都是出去约会啊什么的，我在那边玩恐怖游戏，真是太棒了。等一下，画面调整一下。内容警告：本作是恐怖游戏，不适合所有玩家。如需特定内容警告的，请到单身才主播努力开台。妍姐，我昨天已经提早过了啊，好开心哦！你，这就是现充的生活是吗？再见公主的影像有闪烁和视差效果，所以说它应该要翻译成再见公主。那我改一下。再见公主，官方翻译是再见公主，不算。提前过那就算啊，那就是算啊。无论您在这些黑暗空间经历何等恐怖的体验，请鼓起勇气见证最终的结局。故事绝不草率收场，选择没有对错。就展开新的视角和开始。本作是爱情故事哦，这是晕女仆的结果。我左拥右抱一次3个啊！哦，看好爽、哦！这就是女性福利吧？应该是。很好设定，黑幕。我必须说，它的这个界面。很像一些小欧美的小黄油，他应该不会害我被 ban 吧？应该吧？字幕语言是繁体中文辅助功能，就是它是用那种欧美的那种文字冒险游戏的那种界面。校花风不太会吧？应该是啊。第一章，勇士与公主。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
对，语音要低一点，越低一点，然后把游戏声音开大声一点。还有配音诶，真棒！看小猫要不要上来啊？上来一起玩恋爱游戏。我以为你今天不会开台啊？会啊，毕竟单身狗呢。没有啊，主要因为今天上班了，但是想说，还是开一下吧，假装自己有女友。最后的颜面，没有啊，不用讲说，就没有啊。
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
不杀他，世界就会灭亡。探究世界会灭亡？你在说什么啊？探究，真想过公主毁灭世界，就是因为你们囚禁她吗？杀死公主似乎不是良善之举，不是吗？任由其他人来做这件事吗？难道别让我不觉得？你想过，或许我可以接受世界灭亡？做这件事有奖赏吗？好，谢谢你告诉我该做什么。太棒了！我一直想杀王公贵族，革命万岁！不发一语，前往的转身离开。没想过，公主毁灭世界，就是因为你们囚禁的她吗？
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
为什么我一定要听你的?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
有证据支持你的说辞吗?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey. Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Oh,
if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did. Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
这是瞎想，这个就是再见公主，对，就是一个，他是说是恐怖游戏，但他又跟你讲说他是恋爱游戏，所以他到底是恋爱游戏还是恐怖游戏呢 ？I don't know.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
那就让他再见啊，公主病很麻烦。I don't know. 或许我是啊，或许我是很邪恶的那个人呢。做这件事有奖赏吗
？Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
你可以透露完成任务的奖赏是什么吗
？It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination. Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Why? 我会进去木屋和公主谈谈。没有，我不连谈了。
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you?
你认真？你打算掉头就？好啦，你打死不退耶！我会进屋上屋啊。好了，有，我确实有地方可以去。我不想去哪里才重要。
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
哎，为什么多一个声音
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
哎，周周安安，周周要上来聊天吗？如果你有空的话。不是那个烦人的小声音。
That's strange.
只是这款我又想要
like this path
艰辛。
also leads to the cabin.
其实这款我又想要塞给周周。OK， 辛苦了，没关系，我会留档。其实这款我当时原本又想要塞给周周，但是呢，我准备要塞的时候，它打折已经结束了，来不及了。晚安，晚安。奇怪了，什么方面啊？世界还有救？对啊。哦，我进去了。没事，转身离开。
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
其实刚刚周周有开台。哎，小猫安安，
闪亮登场，
闪亮登场。人很爱浪费大家时间呢，是吧？我这些列表我没看到啊。哦，哎，发现了你的标题。我的标题太坏了。据说今天没空开台的主播可能比较幸福。对，我今天的标题。可能啊，我只是说可能啊吼。那也不代表今天有空开台的主播就不幸福啊，对吧？至少我是啊。
干，没有关系，我走。
不是啊，好啦，有你在很棒啦。我只是没有女朋友了。
都只要女友不要朋友啊，没有关系啊。没有关系，都这样子，我们之间的友谊这样结束了，我要走了。
感情了。
破防。
今天开台的主播超幸福的。如果你不完成任务，所有人都会死。比方死的不能再死。我要看到友情的小船帆船。哎，再去，我母胎单身到现在。你也想在情人节伤害我吗？
母胎单身，直接跑扑开，我好幸福哦。
哎嘿，那人都会死的，不能再死。那你有没有想过？我要跟旁边想，你有没有想过 ？I don't fucking care 。
所以我上面打说，我昨天提早过，你真的以为我有男朋友哦？
我想说，怎么回事？怎么会有？
好
突然哦！我什么都没听说。
妹妹都是我的好伙伴。
OK。真的。这就是为什么社畜不能当勇者。你不能情绪勒索我去躺着浑水。还要我替他们杀人，很好啊。也许是人该死。
Everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess.
社畜，大家都去死啦。
And last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well.
干掉公主病的选项吗？有啊，就是你进去。
是干掉公主啊？
干掉公主啊。
But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you a fated confrontation with the princess.
对啊，直接干掉，让游戏结束。好啦，我要先跑了，大家都要幸福哦。OK， 周周晚安，辛苦了。
晚安。
おやすみなさい。你又回到了宇宙，似乎全力将你推向和公主的宿命对决。
和周周。
No， 没有要杀那个公主。OK， 阿姐叫我做深蹲加伏地挺身，我先去做。
做得好，兄弟，做得好。
喝了口水之后开始做。伏地挺身，5个开始，1、2、3、4、5，5个深蹲，1、2、3、4、5。因为我今天在上班的时候，我知道今天情人节的时候，我就在想说今天要开台，然后标题就要改这样。但是那个时候我在上班的时候一直在想说我要用什么标题。
还没下班想到要伤害自己，你还是蛮敬业的。
敬业。这是5种人是吗？就得这样，就如你所愿。哦，是吗？但我又开始走向另一个方法，不然你说我会继续在荒野徘徊，直到我找到方法离开这个地方。
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes, glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers aren't just a trick of light.
好不舒服哦。
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
旁白生气了。
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
第2章异课。
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, 这混蛋，你完蛋了！我知道你的诡计。
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
还有什么方法可以把他气死？
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
上次这里没有那些墙，你不能强迫我前往小木屋。
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
好了，前往小木屋吧。这次我一定会屠杀那个宗主，说谎。
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging.
因为他前面写说谎，所以你能够判断这样是吗？
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
我也会说谎，我也会伪装，并尽其所能的不屠杀他。让
If
你
we're
高兴了
stuck
吧？
going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
多了一个只是想唱反调的
Let's
声音。
keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
这两个人，我目前看也是这
有
样。
2个人呢，我看阿奇。
应该是吧？这个时间点，
11点怎么了吗？
乐君刚刚有帮我换一个补充水分啊。
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
你需要一把火。
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
主角脑袋里面的声音开始开会。
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see. 那明明就是一面镜子。 What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Zackow.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see. You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Make a choice. 反握匕首.
You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better?
我们的鼠标变成一个匕首了.
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
很酷欸。
把匕首丢出窗外.
Yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it.
我不想杀公主啊.
We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that.
我们可是过来人呢.
I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Good luck, hero. 进入地下.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
我们还有很多方式可以把他气死。走左边难走的阶梯，走中间的阶梯，走右边的阶梯。好吧，走左边难走的阶梯。
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel.
我是不是要给你看画面？等一下。
我现在是在那个过去的、未来的时光看。
The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first, a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold.
等我一下啊。滑鼠不见了。
滑鼠又不见了。
Your toes feel like blocks of ice. Your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor.
等我一下，有滑鼠又不见了。先存档。编号设定。先视窗。啊好。有回来。不要有冻成的冰砖。
You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether.
滑鼠又变，它会一直变你的滑鼠哎。
Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the
越来越
journey.
简化哎。
A continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
Oh.
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
连公主都有配音哎。
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you.
我觉得好像主角好像死侍那样，脑袋里面很多声音。
Normal.
你叫什么名字？
You can address me as Your Royal Highness or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. You can call me Princess if you'd like.
我被吓到。
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures, and where there was once just one of her, there is now another.
好像我的视角多出了这个。
We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
它的数量增加。你的数量增加了，来到这里了。据我所知，你被关在这里是有理由的。你知道为什么自己会在这里吗？ 据我所知，你被关在这里是有理由的。你知道为什么自己会在这里吗？
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen, or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kinda hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse. Wait, that's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
But
this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
Wow.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
流星。
但你无从得知他是否有机会听见你的答复。他不见了，他被某种东西取代了。
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? I'm begging you, don't do this. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
还是照了，你靠近镜子，注视着镜中的你。你向前伸手，周围一片静默。他们走了，但镜子还在。 是时候看着镜子里面有什么了。是你。你独自在空无一物的空间，四周悄然无声。在目前，接近他。
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
对于我脆弱的躯壳，你是什么？
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
决然无意的灯火，什么意思？不知道我是什么。
I think that you are like me.
音乐好棒啊！
配音也很棒。
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
你却又去。
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
这里是末日后的世界吗？
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
是公主吗？
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends? You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
到这里以外的世界吗？
I know only that they are.
你认识旁白吗？
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
派我来取光了。
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment, I promise that it doesn't hurt.
那接下来呢？
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole. and perhaps then we will know our freedom. Everything, until we meet again.
我还需要找到多少你的碎片？
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
所以就是我要不断的找到各种可能性。
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape,
毁灭是
to remold.
好玄幻哦。
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow.
我不要回去等待。
If you need time, then I'll wait with you. You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're...
他输掉了哦。
没有，他直接关掉我游戏呢。他刚刚这样子说的意思，就有点在跟我告别，所以说他是关我游戏。啊，
好酷哦！
好酷哦，这游戏。
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
试着等候命运终结。啊，他又直接回到这一段呢。这跟以前那个 Just Monica 很像哎。好啦好啦，消除记忆。
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
你身亡了。
哇！
勇士与公主。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
从此开始真正送公主
And in the
上
basement of that cabin is a princess.
所以我们要找
You're
各
here
种。
to slay her.
备注，你可以按 Tab 或者控制器的 R1 跳过之前的对话。
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
通往木屋。
啊，你攻击我了！
啊？
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are coated in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
等一下编号设定。滑鼠又不见了。哎，看还是不见。用视窗画好了。对，跟视窗画不能全荧幕。啊。 木屋里空无一物。
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
啊，伏地挺身！啊，还要深蹲。好，我先去做，对不起。
超好笑，可怜。
5个伏地挺身开始，1、2、3、4、5个深蹲开始，1、2、3、4、5。进度低调。
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the print, her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
哦，那个他的声音正常多了。
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
嗨，我应该是来屠杀你的。
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist,
我爱玩黎明实
binding
现
her to the far wall
其
of
实
the
还好吧。
basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
他这样画就还蛮可爱的。
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
你也没办法离开吧？
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
不是你画风可以这样突变的吗？
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are...
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't...
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Wow.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
第二章少女。
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that you're here to slay. A warning, but she will lie. If only you... Excuse me? Forget he said anything.
Yeah.
But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time.
Oh, 换一个声音。
He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power
痴
of
情
our
的声音，
love.
这是晕船的声音。
Last time? What are you... I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering in. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely a... There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here. In which case she'd be lying to you because, again...
我想看看自己，我想看看自己有多帅。
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done. You take the blade from the table. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job. You walk up to the wall. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think?
又聊起来。
We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back? You've been here before, haven't you? That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us.
She killed us.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What, we damned a whole world? Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect.
这个声音就是那个工具人，那个什么？ 对，工具人的那个的那个脑内世界的声音，对，晕船仔。
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
你觉得他有个旁白般的存在，告诉他该怎么做吗
？She doesn't.
Maybe.
There's no one else like me.
你确定？
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence. Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease. No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
For freedom.
I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature, Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts. Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked.
哦，真的这样子拿就拿出来。
We're doomed. I can't believe it, but I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved.
让外面的人都死光吧 I don't fucking care. 现在有大悠悠
Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now? That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world.
哦，机器人，机器人。我改天哪天有空我要。哎，那我不是把它禁了吗？哦，对，禁了。
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
这个旁白。
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you will ever know.
不会玩太晚。
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
你觉得你打得开吗？如果我们一起努力，应该打得开。
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
You kidding me?
I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
真的很低胸哎，他礼服真的很低胸哎。
You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
"我们只需要彼此就能获得幸福，不如我们就待在这里，共同组建生活。"
What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other. That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it? Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening. You answered me.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love?
开始
Not
担
enough
心。
for her? She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't a solution. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
你说的对，我们要离开这里。
Okay,
OK，
that's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
爱使你自由。
Our happy ending at last.
不太对劲。
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a
它是一个
princess.
鸟类是吗？所以说它有羽毛。来了。但你没有制作那件外套的机会，也不再有机会了。你刚离开了，一回笼。
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
各种声音随着你靠近而逐渐减弱远去。让人你肿胀了。你发现自己又来到冷漠。在木屋前。 接近他，就是他。
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement.
I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
你是和之前一样的存在吗？你变了多少？
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
你的每一句话就像是谜语，能给我一个直截了当的
I'm
答案？
sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
你待我比我见过的其他人都温柔，谢谢。
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
一切都结束之后，你知道要做什么？
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
我还需要带多少躯壳？
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry.
你希望我之后带什么礼物？
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
我觉得我好像快睡着了。对
而且你差不多了。
对，12点。
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect. We will meet again.
黑暗降临。
那是因为昨天有人玩到3点多还没睡。
maybe。
因为我昨天3点多起来，然后开眼 DC 不然你还在聊
You're
天。
on a
我
path.
不是上班吗？
就先这样子吧，我觉得。我先回到主线单瞄一眼。存档。公主。然后降落到谁那边去呢？累。其实没有要玩很久，真的有点累。
休息。
对。要早点睡了。我们降落去宝牙那边。开始救团。哦，游戏画面还有变呢，主选单画面还会变呢。在我不知道的时候，先这样子啊，我们进片尾，大家晚安，おやすみなさい，拜拜。